Above. Today seems to be the day where the consolidation phase might be coming to an end for a couple of financial instruments, and GBPUSD seems one of them. Here, the GBP has been consolidating in between the price range of 1.390 to 1.400 for almost a week now, and after its decline, it did found support closer to the 1.390 level, and now moving forward, I think if it is able to break back above the 1.400, then in near term, the trajectory is likely to change for the better, or you can say bullish. Bullish will be more appropriate, and we might see some rally. So, in today's session of Market Movers, we will be looking at the technical aspects of GBPUSD, and along with that, we will also take a look on the equity segment of the market, where the focus is of course, for us, the US markets, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and as of now, as the US session has begun, we are seeing topsy-turvy moves in the US equities. First, there was a rise, and after that, almost 1 percentage point decline from the top. So intraday speaking, we have kind of sharp moves, but I think there are some key levels which we need to watch out for, and unless and until there is a clear-cut breakout above or below this price range, I think we are more for these sideways moves in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Moving back to the data docket, earlier in the day we got the euro area retail sales, and for the month of January, the figures are much worse even compared to the prior month's reading, and even from the point of view of expectations. So these January's readings, I think, can be considered as a one-off. I'm not really expecting this decline which we observed in the Jan to be also there in the month of February. Though the euro area has been slow in terms of the vaccine rollout, but slowly it is picking up pace, and moving forward, the things are likely to better, as this is the worst it can get. And if we consider the unemployment rate remains unchanged at 8.1%. This was the same reading for the month of December as well. But some of the analysts were expecting this to rise, and as the economy has uh, not really recovered, I think that expectations were pretty much valid, but define these expectations. We have seen the unemployment rate remaining steady for the month of Jan. Moving to the US session, the all important initial jobless claims were released for the week of 27th February, and here there is not much of a change, and it is pretty much in line with the trajectory which we have observed for last couple of weeks, and for this week also the reading is below 800k mark, which is a positive development. But if we compare this to the pre-pandemic days, it is still steeply higher. But I think this trajectory of lower initial jobless claims week on week is likely to be the case moving forward. So even though the initial jobless claims are not exactly over for this week, we might expect better days to come. Now, let's move on to the technical segment, where the focus is on the GBPUSD and then the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Both of these financial instruments have been consolidating for larger part of this week, and if we are able to figure out some of the levels which we are going to be looking for a breakout on the either side, we can do profit from these trades. So let's start with the GBPUSD technical outlook first. This is the daily time frame chart, and here after getting closer to this 20 EMA, which has been the support for last almost a couple of months, for GBP USD's upward momentum, this journey in which the only direction GBP USD seems to take is on the northern side. Of course, there have been some moments of correction, but after that, the buying has followed, and this time around also I am expecting similar story to play out. Of course, it's not a certainty, but the probability looks good. So if we consider the lower time frame chart, in near term we have the support of central pivot point around 1.391, and that's the price area where GBP has been consolidating, and it has indeed found some support, and it has been respecting this price zone for, as I said, the larger part of this week after a steep decline in the fag end of last week. And now in today's session also we are seeing some bullish moves starting closer to the day's lows, and increasingly it looks like the GBPUSD might be able to just get a breakout above this price range swing high. And if it is able to do that, then I think we should be looking for the buy trade anywhere in the vicinity of 1.400 for possible move towards this prior swing high, which is there around 1.42. So we can expect that move, but of course not straight away. First, we will have to look at the price formation in near term, and then I think we can even look for scalping trades where the stop loss and the target price can be kept sharper, or even if things do look good, then even uh, swing trades can also be taken. So for near term, watch out for the price action today, and if this price range, if it is breached, and as I said, a breakout above 1.400 opens up the door for a further move north, and then this hurdle of 200 SMA needs to be breached. So in today's session, you can keep an eye on this trajectory of the GBPUSD, and you can go for a long trade anywhere in the vicinity of 1.400 while keeping the stop loss just little below this 50 SMA. And this is of course a larger stop loss, 50 pips, but unless you are trading much on a much shorter time frames like 15 minutes or half an hour. For GBPUSD, the volatility is a lot higher, and 50 pips is nothing much for the GBP, which is used to moving more than 100 pips in any trading day. Of course, for this week, it has been much silent, and it has traded in a narrow range, but still, we will have to take the risk. And for that kind of risk, I think we will have to cut down on the lot size to make sure that we are not really taking undue risk while looking for the rewards, and then we can keep the immediate price range of around 1.40 as our possible target if we are looking for a long trade in the GBPUSD. Now let's see what's happening in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. This is the daily time frame chart, and here the Dow Jones Industrial Average has been finding some light support on this price area, which is closer to this prior swing high. So it has indeed found support, and it has been able to trade above the 31,000. But moving forward, I think if we do get the breakout on the bearish side below the 31,000 mark, then I think that will open up the door for the Dow Jones Industrial Average decline, and we can expect the move towards even 30,000 in coming days. But for that, we will first have to keep in mind the lower time frame formation, where we have some support in place around this prior swing low. We have the central pivot point, and if we consider the price action for this week, it has been caught in between these support on the lower side and the resistance on the higher side. And as it has caught in between, it has behaved exactly like that only. There is no clear cut direction, and it has traded in a sideways manner with moves being on the both sides, sometimes up, sometimes down. And we need a clear cut breakout on the either side. And as the price action is unfolding, I think we can expect a breakout on the bearish side. And if it does happen, then I think we can expect the Dow Jones Industrial Average to move lower, and even this target can be kept closer to this central pivot point, which is there around 30,900. So we can expect a decline below 31,000 in case we do get the breakout here. and the stop loss is going to be much sharper. And I think the stop loss can be kept anywhere closer to the day's high. This confluence of 50 and 100 SMA, which is there around 31,400, should be good enough if we are looking for the entry for a short sale trade on the lower side, and the target can be kept closer to this immediate swing low, or even beyond that. If the momentum holds, then of course we can expect the Dow Jones Industrial Average to even decline further on the lower side. And as I said while explaining the daily time frame also, we can even expect the move towards 30,500 or even below that if the momentum holds and we see the reversal in the bullish trajectory, which has been the case for quite a while now. So that's it from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write to me in the feedback section, and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Before I sign off, I would also like to remind of the risk associated with trading in the financial instrument, and one should be careful while using the information provided. Have a fabulous day ahead. Do subscribe to the Ricoscopy webinar channel. Thank you all for joining in. Goodbye.